So what you're going to do is you got to find a distance from whatever distraction you're working with where he can be attentive to you. Because if he can't be attentive to you, you've got nothing to reinforce. So just like the other day, we're just going to wait for him to look back at you, good, and then we're going to reinforce him. So how we want to use our reinforcers, whether it's a toy or whether it's food, is you got to reinforce the behavior you want, which is loose leash and him paying attention to you. But you don't make him pay attention to you. You wait until he pays attention to you. So if he's sitting there distracted, just wait for him. Which we have a lovely distraction over there, so that's good. He can look at it. Looks like he's not going to say concerned, but he's air scenting. He's just trying to figure out who that pedestrian is.
And that's how he usually.
Yes, and then great. When he looks at you, you reinforce him. We don't want him not to look at his environment. We want him to be able to look at his environment calmly. And I would even loosen that leash a little bit. I would put a little bit more slack into it. Because there again, it's not about you holding him away from stuff. This is about, good boy.
Well, we got some really good stuff too, though. Plus, since you cooked up your dinner last night. Yeah, it's still over there, isn't it?
So you wouldn't want to move, and you wouldn't want to move any closer to your distraction until he's going, I'm not worried about it. I can just look at you and eat treats. So as the distraction moves further away, he's paying more attention to you. Good. And I'm probably a pretty good distractor too. So this is a puppy that we know he's worried about noises. We know he's worried about cars. We know he's worried about strangers. We wouldn't want to move him, maybe even in the session, any closer to those things. So it would behoove you to spend a lot of time at a distance like this, just letting him explore the world in the safety of the distance, and then reinforcing him for his attention. I wouldn't even think about moving him closer to him until he's not doing all the swivel heading, air scenting. Oh my God, what is that? What is that? What is that? Because I would take the time now at what?
Did you switch locations?
Yeah, you could switch locations. It's just a matter of finding a distance, like I said, that he's not so worried about stuff that he's either ramming up to it or he's trying to flee it.
What do you do when he is fleeing it?
You move away from it. It's always about distance. It's a fine line as you get. Then you leave the area. You know that on that particular day and that particular moment, it's too much. The dog's behavior guides you through this, basically.
Well, I was just thinking, like in the yard when the tractors go down, I mean, we're back up against the fence.
Well, then I'd take him in the house. I mean, when I first got Mosley, that was late summer, so they were combining. And that combine freaked him out. I mean, the lawnmower freaked him out. The blender freaked him out. So what I did was we started in the house and we just played the look at that game with the sound of the combine. And then we moved to the window so he could watch the combine through the window. And then we ended up going outside in the yard. And we got probably from you and I within a couple of sessions where he could look at the combine. But I didn't go, Mosley, come on, let's go out and look at the combine. So, I mean, right now there's plenty going on with the neighbors and traffic. That I would put the time in slowly at this age instead of trying to deal with a reactive dog that's older. There, now he got up, he shook, he started to sniff a little bit. So a dog that's willing to move around and sniff their environment is a much more relaxed dog than one that's, like I said, that's yanking at the leash, trying to get to something, trying to get away from something. But even counter conditioning, somebody might want to be stuffing food in his face right now, but he probably might not even see. So now he's saying that is too much. So just move him away until he can look at you. And of course, now we're moving towards me, which is not as scary, but so yeah, that's. Now he feels like he's trapped because I'm on one side, cars are on the other side, wood piling guy is on the other. But see how he can't pay attention to you right now? It's, I mean, little fleeting glances. So he's over threshold. He probably wouldn't even take food from you right now. So trying to stuff food into his face every time, you know, the board's smacked is counterproductive. There, now he's sniffing a little bit, so I'd let him sniff. I know he's kind of pulling on the leash. Just see if you can drop a little bit of slack into it, and there. Because sniffing either can be a displacement behavior, meaning, oh my God, I'm worried, so I'm going to sniff to self-soothe, or it could be him saying, okay, I'm not as worried about that stuff anymore, and I want to check out my environment by sniffing. Or he's got to go potty. And we can't go poop with the scary stuff behind us.